All right. Hello all. Welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So here we are. We do have the new Super EZA for LR STR Broly. Now obviously this is I don't know, it feels kind of crazy to get this guy. I do remember actually funnily enough, on because I've mentioned several times, I did actually start, however you want to phrase it, several accounts before I, actually really got into the game with this one. I remember summoning on this guy back in the day, and I think I might have honestly got rid of his SSR. I I don't know. It's wild to think about. But regardless, obviously this is one of the most used characters for most people with the World Tournament. I actually think, ironically enough, they might have messed that up a little bit with the Super EZA. He does have a lot of key now, a lot of extra keys. So we'll go over all of his kit in just a moment. We're obviously doing a showcase here. I'm really excited to use this guy. Now, I think potentially he could have been better. Potentially. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I want to try him out first. But I do I think there's a chance that we could talk about he could have been better. Because I don't like, he'll be good, but it's also like these, like the GDC fights, they just like really ramped it up. Like, he would absolutely dominate the 10th anniversary meta. He double digit tank like everything, but we got bosses doing like 13 mil, 20 mil, damage now. It's like I want to see him in action. And the big thing I want to see from Broly is how exactly his like damage is going to be. I think that's the really big thing to see from Broly. So obviously we're going to be trying him out on the Tech Golden Frieza show team here, whatever. He should be on transformation. Is he? It's transformation boost. Hold on. Let me make sure he's actually on this before I get started. Transformation boost, Gifted Warriors, or Inhuman Deeds. He's on Inhuman Deeds, right? Yeah, okay, he's on it. I just had to make sure. I obviously want to try him out on the 220. Okay, but I'm really excited to jump into this. I have started to use this stage as my showcase stage. I do think, obviously, the level of our characters has jumped up quite a bit. So I think it makes sense to use this as the showcase stage. I was using the Red Zone Blue Goku, but it just cannot hold up anymore. So without further ado, let's jump in here. I'm really excited to see what this guy's going to be doing for us. Oh, really? He's on the second rotation. No tech rolling next to him. This is a shorter fight too. Here, let me one time reset, just because with Tech Broly being in slot 7, I do want to run them next to each other. But with Tech Broly being in slot 7, it's kind of, I can't really do it. So I'll give it one reroll here, and okay, please. That's even worse. I don't want to keep rerolling it though. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'll cut away, and I will come back because I do want to do this sort of breakdown portion, and then we'll come back once Broly's actually on the rotation for getting into the gameplay. But obviously, I am going to record the the breakdown portion first. I'll put that at the end, as I have been doing. Oh, so yeah, we'll be right back. So I did just get done doing the breakdown portion. And I'm ready to jump in here. I'm very excited to try Broly out. I think he should be really good, but I need to see first, because his defense is not what I'd say up to standards, in my opinion, given the GDC stuff we have. But that's obviously, I haven't really tried him out yet. So I would like to try him out before I see what he's doing actually in action. Because as long as his attack stats are like very insane, if he's meant to be like a really good glass cannon, I'm fine with that. So we'll see. But yeah, I did actually die before. Oh, he has the. That's cool. He has the battle motion. Okay, sweet. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious to see what this guy's gonna be doing for us here. But yeah, I did end up dying, unfortunately, but it did lead to us having this sort of rotation, which is obviously very good. Because Broly, obviously, Link next to Tech Broly. I mean, we do have the extra 60% support this turn. Okay, so we're fine. 59.4. Okay. I mean, that's considering just turn 1 out the gate, 33.5. And given that this is, the correct enemy, it's just a guaranteed crit. Although I did not get the hidden potential, unfortunately. Yeah, that is an issue with my... that is an issue with my build. It's sort of a relic from the past. I don't actually have a lot of additional on him, unfortunately. Run tab. I need to get rid of that crit, but right now it costs 5 stones. When we get another 1 stone time, I'll be sure to change it, but I just can't right now, unfortunately. I think just to be safe, actually, let me drop these guys. Broly does want full movie bosses, so let me just make sure the rotations are actually going to work out. And honestly, if I could even get like attack lowering, I'm not gonna lie, he took a lot more damage from that than I thought he might have. That damage he took is what I would label pretty concerning, to say the least. Maybe they could work if I get them their orbs. I don't know if I can like guarantee I get their orbs though. Is the thing. Maybe just like drop that. He'd be a good floater on here, and he would also support, would he not? Broly's planetary destruction, right? I believe he should be. Yes, he is. Although I don't know about Turles, honestly. I mean, the power creep. It's so crazy, honestly, what they've been doing. Here, let me throw Janemba on. That could work out, I think. All right, we're jumping back in here, obviously. Hopefully, can see Broly look a bit better this time around. Certainly, that was not a good start. 1.4. I mean, he did decent damage, considering that it's just like right out the gate he does that. But I don't know, because the thing is, that was also with the Tech Broly support, the 60%, which, obviously, Broly only has that for 1 turn. Now, we could actually do something really interesting here. We could get like an extremely like insanely boosted turn for STR Broly here. What I actually want to do, I know we're trying to see how he does, but given that we just saw him like absolutely get annihilated by the super there, because this boss does super in every single slot. I do actually want to use the Tech Golden Frieza taunt this turn, because Tech Broly is going to be on, he's going to be coming on the rotation. So we'll be able to have his 60% support, as well as Janemba's 60% support. So, STR Broly, by the way, he only has 180% phase 1. Well, actually, that's a lie. He has 206% phase 1, because this also affects him. That's obviously not a lot. So the more he gets, the better. I mean, he does have this 200%, but it's just gated to before attacking, so it doesn't really help us. Oh, so yeah, let's use the taunt here. I think that's probably the best play to do. To see the most from Broly here. And then obviously we'll be able to see his attack stats this time. Hopefully, maybe this time around he'll give me a triple super turn. Certainly would very much appreciate it, Broly. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. I mean, we'll see if he does it or not, though. Yeah, I don't know. And this is what I was sort of saying, though. I like what he was tanking for there. That's obviously not. That ain't it. You know, I mean, let's just be honest. That 1.4 million, it's not. That's not good. Now this boss, so 51.8. This boss is, I don't know, like it's a pretty tough boss, but it's not also like the toughest boss. Is another thing I'm trying to consider here. Okay, so I actually got the triple super this time, 30.7. Now this does obviously give us an extra 30% on the SA phase for defense. Although, given what we saw from him in turn 1, I don't think he'd live. What we need to have first, at least for this boss, is some level of attack lowering through the golden freezes. And, you know, Tech Broly as well as Nimbus support. And then maybe we could see Broly actually be able to tank. I don't know. Which is, once again, I mean, what my concern was, that he would not be able to tank. And it's just, I don't know, because the thing is, I mean, let's just be honest. We just got out of GDC. You know, we're in Tanabata right now. Well, Tanabata replacement celebration. So, while this meta is most likely going to last, you know, after we get the final drop of content, this meta will most likely last for the rest of the year. I think it is, you know, worth saying. Here, we'll just use this time as well, just to have as much HP as possible for next turn. I think it really is worth noting, right? That, you know, anniversaries always have a lot of power creep. Well, usually they have a lot of power creep. I mean, sometimes we have, you know, situations like with the 8th anniversary, mostly stayed, you know, it got like slightly more difficult, but it was mostly within the realm that we had left the 7th anniversary. That whole year mostly stayed in the same level of power, but that was because the jump up was like so big, so massive at the time, between our power and like the wasp power and everything. So they wanted to give people more time to adjust, right? They wanted to, you know, allow us to build our accounts back up, because it pretty much did 7th anniversary if you weren't playing. Like, factory reset the game. Like, your box, just most of your box rather, became useless overnight. At least in the big fights. You know, you could still get away with them in a lot of the red zone stages. But, you know, there was also several where you couldn't, so I don't know. I just, with a character like Broly, right? I mean, even though it's because of the World Tournament, he is like everyone's most, if you have him at least, and you do World Tournament. He's one of, if not like the most used card on most people's accounts, right? So I'd want, this is a character I'd want to be really insane for a long time. And I think he's really good. I think he's good. I don't know about really good, maybe. I don't know. Well, I need to see him more. I thought his damage would be higher, I'm not gonna lie. I really didn't. Now, maybe, like, Berserker would be, like, a really crazy to see. Obviously, we'll have to, you know, test everything out. I don't know, though. A good thing, though, I do like, I mean, given that we're fighting the proper enemy, we are just starting the turn out at full key. That is actually pretty neat. I mean, it's bad for a World Tournament, but for this setting, I think it's pretty neat. We're at 500,000 start of turn. And now keep in mind, he gets 200% when attacking, and the extra 260% when receiving an attack. And then his, once again, these are given 30% per. And he has 2, you know, supers guaranteed, so. Well, not 2 extra, but just 2 total. And if we get the hidden potential, obviously that will be a pretty significant increase as well. Now, we do have some attack lowering against these guys. This is Broly with 120% phase 1 support right now. So, I mean, this is sort of a big turn for him, potentially. Okay, so 69.2. Our damage actually jumped quite a bit by actually having Janemba here as well. 39 million, okay. Can I get the hidden potential as well? I actually do, that's huge. 41 million. Okay, surely he's got to live this time, surely. We have the support, we got a triple super. There's the greatly attack lower. Well, shit. I mean, it's good that I dodged, you know, it's nice to see that. I have, what, like 9? I showed it already. I think I have 9 dodge on him. It is good to get the dodge, 100%. But I did want to see what he tanked for there. I guess we'll have more attack lowering, so that'll sort of make up for not having Broly or Janemba support, but, well, at least a little bit. I don't think it'll fully make up for it, so I really did want to see how he'd do on that turn. That's very unfortunate. I mean, he did decent damage, because it is guaranteed crits. I mean, we did, what, a 69 mil into a 39 mil into a 41 mil? And he just does it immediately. I think there is real value. 100%. I actually don't know if he is. Is SDR Broly on the full... Jesus. Is he on the full Omega leader skill? I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Honestly, I bet a lot of people probably are the same. I really can, like, never remember the 30% or the 50% rather for characters. It always slips my mind. Because obviously Omega does lead Inhuman Deeds, Power Absorption, and its GT bosses. But I can never remember all the actual 50%. I know one of them is Worldwide Chaos. I do know that for sure. But besides Worldwide Chaos, I can't... I'm not actually sure. So, I mean, potentially trying him out on the Omega team could be something really interesting to try. I don't know. We'll have to see. Now, this turn, we actually do not have our full key, and... Jesus. Broly actually took a massive hit to his defense. Massive. Holy. Fuck. I mean, I literally lost like half of my defense. Now, to be fair, when Int Janemba collects features, he will get 40% defense. So I'll have a little bit extra, but bam. That's not good. I think Broly's just gonna like get absolutely destroyed. That's what I think is about to happen. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot for a moment that he had that additional Q1. I could have got the Tech Key Spheres for Tech Broly to get a little extra healing, but I don't think it makes a difference here, honestly. I could be really wrong and eat my words in just a moment. You know, we did actually get more, obviously, attack lowering the turn before, and that will help us out. But I don't, like, even he's taking that much. You know, Tech Broly's taking that much, and he has guard and the, what is it, 76% damage reduction right now? Like, I don't... Okay, what is he going to take this time? What are we at here, Broly? I mean, we only got 2 supers. 484,000. I still would have died. Tech Broly would not have healed me enough. But, I mean, obviously, that's a lot better than taking 1.4. But once again, I mean, we have Tech Golden Frieza. We have a lot of greatly lower attacks, and we have easy AGL Golden Frieza. Okay, I have, what, 1 attempt left? 2 attempts left. I have 2 attempts. I'll probably just like jump in one more time though. Here actually, while I have the Omega there, what is his full thing again? Worldwide Chaos Battle of Fate Shadow Dragon Saga. He's not on any of those, right? No, he's not. Because I'm gonna say, I mean, Omega's team, he'll probably be a better damage dealer on Omega's team. Oh, I mean, he'd he'd probably be better defensively too, actually. Because I actually checked with like Tech Golden Frieza, for example. Tech Golden Frieza, even though he's on the 170 and he has 250% phase one, he is actually better defensively on the Omega setup. STR Broly has even less phase one. He is 206%. He'd actually be better offensively and defensively on the Omega setup. Interesting. I'm gonna have to try that for my next showcase for him. We'll see what stage that ends up being. I mean, probably Rose Zamasu. I don't know how. I feel like that's a bad stage from him. Well, to be fair, I feel like all the GDC content is probably going to be pretty bad for him for the most part. Yeah, we'll jump in one more time though. I I don't know. Really, man, he has to be in slot 7. Okay, let me cut away. I'll be right back once he's actually on the rotation. I actually ended up dying that other time. Unfortunate. However, I do have the sort of God set up here again. We do have the 500,000 defense again. So I'm very, very intrigued to see how Broly's going to do. So let's just let it run. Once again, I mean, this is 120% phase 1 support. I mean, that's quite a lot. So I think he should tank this very well. 69.2. The triple super potentially could make a big difference. I mean, yeah, doing nearly a whole health bar with just the one attack is certainly nice. I mean, this is really, really supported, though. Okay, we did actually get the triple super again. Okay. Come on, Broly. What do we got here, buddy? He did nearly 2 health bars on his own. Okay, he didn't dodge. It's good. I want to actually see this. What do we take? 394,000. Okay, so just to put this in perspective, right? That first time where he took, what was it, 1.4? I think it was 1.4. That was with 60% support from Tech Broly and a double super. So I didn't get the rainbow keys here. Essentially, we took a million less with another 60% phase 1 support, as well as a triple super. Just the one more super. So, okay. I mean, this boss does a decent bit of damage. They're not like the hardest boss. Let me actually check their stats real quick on my computer here. I think they hit for like 7.5 million. Ballpark. Ballpark 7.5 million. And, to be fair, there's also, I actually, I think it's like you take like a 1.15 or 1.2. So there is like class advantages as well. Okay, yeah, they hit for 7,420,000. Although they hit Broly for a little bit extra than that, because they're a super type character hidden in extreme class. Okay, interesting. I mean, yeah, I don't know though, because like we have those Like some of the other, like the Trunks or like the Gohan stage 3, 2 of this event, can hit very, very hard, much harder than that. I mean, stage 5, which I think is the hardest fight in the game, I think he'd get crushed in. Eh, I don't know. I feel like he can do really good damage. He's a really good blast cannon. I mean, I feel like he could definitely be doing more damage. Because once again, I mean, that was with a 120% phase 1. He was doing a 69 mil. Hmm. I don't know. I think I need to see more from him. I don't know how everyone's feeling about him. I will say I'm not the most impressed. I think he's decent. I think he's good. I wouldn't call him great though. I wouldn't call him like one of the best of the best. Like I don't know if I can sit here and say I think he'd make a top 15 overall LRs. I don't know that I can. I need to see him more though first before I like lock anything in. And that doesn't make him bad if he doesn't make that, because even you could say up to like 30 fucking LRs would be still really good. But I would say that I don't know. I feel like he could have been better. But I need to test him more before I go too hog wild. But yeah, I suppose we'll end this here, or if you're watching clean through, you're about to hit the breakthrough, rather the breakdown portion. But yeah, I wanted to do this first so I could actually jump into a lot of the missions, because like the battle hard formidable foe missions, and the new ESBRs, planetary destruction, right? We do have the new Union Master and movie hero movie bosses. So I wanted to make sure that I at least got the initial trying him out before I jumped into all those. I'm not sure how many like actual like I'll be sure to try him out in Rose Zamasu, as well as like stage 5 of this probably, but it's not going to be like immediate. I don't think. I do want to prioritize like clearing some of the other content, because as you can see, I mean, to be fair, it is quite a while, but there's only 4 days left on the discounts. I need to get another 50 stones, and I have the stuff to grind. I just need to actually grind it. So, but yeah, I'm gonna end this one here. Or once again, I mean, you'll see the breakdown portion if you're watching clean through. But either way, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you're thinking of Broly down below. I think he's good. I need to see a lot more of him. I think he should have been a decent bit better though, right? So we'll see. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care. All right, we are back here for the breakdown portion. I actually ended up dying, unfortunately. My first rotation was it did not work out so well. So we're here though. We're gonna go over his details first before I actually get started. Obviously, this will be at the end of the video, as I've been doing with these first showcases. And then I'm actually gonna jump into using him. So just out of curiosity, he's at 475,000 at the start of turn. Although he does actually have the buff here from Tech Broly. Now I do think. So we'll just start going over his details here. I actually want to start with this portion. I find this very weird. So for 3 turns from character's entry turn, he gets 200% defense and 26% damage reduction before attacking when all allies in the same turn are Exploding Rage or Movie Bosses category characters. Now, why I think this is so weird is he wants full Movie Bosses, essentially, while, Golden Frieza Gogeta want a mix. So it feels pretty weird. The only thing I can really think of is, like, in their mind, they're not saying, okay, you want a mix. What they're actually saying is, this is meant to be a movie hero team or a movie bosses team. It's meant to help either or, which is I mean, you can only use one of the actives per character, even though technically you can have both conditions available. I don't know. I find it's certainly an interesting design. They are really fun. I actually really like this character, but I don't know, it's a little weird, right? But for Broly here, I think that's sort of just meant to help him with like the short content meta, like an AOE hitting him or something. Now, I am very confident, by the way, this defense does go away. It says before attacking, so you don't actually have that on like SA effect. Where this really matters once again is if like you get locked in slot 1, or just like you're against like Rose Tamasu and an AOE normal hits him when he's in like slot 2 or 3. Something like that is where this is really going to shine, but otherwise, not really. If it's not like an AOE fight, not like a locking fight, this ability essentially doesn't really matter. But to start out from the beginning, so at the start of turn, he is getting 3 key, 180% attack and defense. He gets an additional key 1 for key sphere attained. Then he obviously still has his guaranteed additional super attack. And he also has a 26% chance to crit as well as damage reduction. Also, he has just baseline attack guaranteed to hit. Now, this isn't always going to be like, oh my god, this is such an insane ability, right? Typically, it's not actually that insane of an ability, the attack guaranteed to hit. However, there are situations where it can be helpful. Obviously, it means like bosses can't dodge it, right? So it's not like every boss that's going to be important, but there are bosses where they do dodge quite a bit. So it's a nice little thing to add on. Now Broly is getting 200% attack and defense when attacking with 12 more key, obviously phase 2, and then he's getting an additional 260% attack phase 2 when attacking with 18 or more key. And as we saw, literally just starting the turn out, we're at 24 key. I haven't even grabbed any. I haven't grabbed anything. Now, to be fair, once again, I do have support from this Broly, right? We got 2 key. And also, they're just like perfect linking partners, right? We have... No, it's not Saiyan Warrior Race. It's Saiyan Lineage, 2 key, and Prepared for Battle gives 2 key. So, obviously, we have quite a bit. And then also, as we progress through, so when there's a Pure Saiyan, Hybrid Saiyan, or Goku family category enemy, we get permanently. So if there's this enemy at all during the fight, you have this for the rest of the fight. Even if that enemy goes away, you get permanent 6 key and permanent guaranteed crit. And obviously, given that we're fighting Hybrid Saiyans, we have that. And then also, when there is a superclass enemy, or when there's another extreme class enemy attacking in the same turn, Broly gets 3 key, he gets 26%, another 26% chance to crit and damage reduction. He gives all extreme class allies 26% attack and defense for 2 turns. And then he gets 260% defense up when receiving an attack. So obviously, this is a very important ability to have up for him. Albeit, I think he could be pretty interesting. I want to, make sure before I go too far ahead, right? I want to see how he's actually going to perform. Once again, I think his defense certainly could be a lot higher. But as long as he's doing like really, really good damage, and I think he should be, given that actually, as Strength Broly, 24,080. I do have an attack equip on him, but even without that, he actually is like the highest raw attack stat character in the game. And these equips, by the way, are no longer available to obtain. They're from like the 2024 worldwide, so if you don't have them, unfortunate. But they are a nice thing if you do have them. But yeah, I'm ready. Oh, actually, I suppose I haven't gone over his SA effects. So obviously with Super Easy Ace, they don't change. They're both just raise attack and defense 1 turn. This is Mega Colossal. This is the AoE, and it's Colossal, so pretty basic in that department. Also, I would change his hidden potential if I could, but it's 5 stones right now. I do not have the stones to waste on that shit. I don't even have him rainbowed, although he's 90%, so... I would say getting a lot of additional, maybe even dodge, is probably really good on him. You see the amount of crit he has. He can even get guaranteed crit. We have guaranteed crit right now. having a lot of crit like I do from the past is just not the most useful. But yeah, I think that's good for the breakdown portion here. So if you watched all the way through, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care. If you just get to the end here to see the breakdown portion, you can go back to the beginning, and we are going to actually jump into the showcase portion. So I will be jumping into that right now. But yeah, if you watch this going through, take care.